flosstube. My name's Paula. I am SewScrapMuse on Instagram and on WordPress, and I thought I would make a quick video to show what I do, get involved in flosstube, because I get a lot out of it. I sit there a lot of nights and watch people's videos and really enjoy it while I'm stitching away. So I thought I'll do my Know My Needleworker tag first. So where do I live? I live in Auckland in New Zealand. It's one of the major cities in the North Island. It has the most population. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous here. We go from one sea to the other sea. Plenty of parks, plenty of beaches. We like to get out and about our families, so plenty of opportunities to do that. What do I do for a living? I'm the vendor manager for a really large retail network here in New Zealand. We do homewares and two of our chains. One of them's quite upmarket, and sporting goods in another one. I've worked retail most of my working life. I have a science degree and I've never used it, like a lot of people, I guess, with their university degrees. Do I have other hobbies other than cross stitch? Yeah, I do a lot of things. I like to touch on a lot of things. Starting to create a garden in the house that we own now. We've had to do a lot of landscaping, sort out things that the builders had left behind and things like that. I love reading. I read a lot. I can't knit. When I'm happy, my attention is really loose, and when I'm sad, it's really tight, so my scarves go in and out. Not a good look. I can crochet, not my favourite thing. I promised my husband I wouldn't start quilting and have that stash because he thinks it's bad enough, this stash. I do Project Life sometimes. I'm doing that more on my phone now than in physical format, but I should start printing it out. The kids love it. Kids. Yeah, we have 4. Louise is 21, and down to the 3 boys, 16, 13, and Macy Ace is 6. He's the one that you guys will see on Instagram. He has started stitching, and he thanks everybody for all their likes and their comments. Pets. Yeah, we don't have any furry pets at the moment, more because we are out all the time. Both Simon and I work full time. The kids have got school. We've got rugby. Bran is a rugby league referee, so he's out all day Saturday, and usually I am his taxi driver. We won't glam it up and call it chauffeur. It's taxi. So yeah, we don't spend a lot of time. It wouldn't be fair to have a dog. I've got lots of tropical fish though. I've got 2 port hoplos and my favourites. They're really quite fugly things. One of them was with me when I was at Animates, and I was lucky enough to take him home. He'll do tricks for food, and he will interact with me when I'm cleaning out the tank and things like that. He's quite sweet for a fish. Favourite movies? 16 Candles. I still like that movie. 10 Things I Hate About You, because I'm a real sucker for clever Shakespeare adaptations. Recently I've had to go on medication for frequent headaches, so I can't do things like go to the movies because the noise is just too loud, and that's it, gone. So more Netflix and neon binging at the moment. Favourite TV shows? NCIS. Love NCIS. Love the original NCIS. Banshee, which I know it doesn't really sound like me. The main actor is a Kiwi. He was here doing Outrageous Fortune, which is all set out here in West Auckland, which is where I live, and plays on all the stereotypes. It's really good, actually. You should watch it. I like BBC dramas. I get really annoyed with sitcoms that have a laugh track, because I think, hey, I'm watching, I'm listening, I should know when to laugh. Big Bang Theory would be my exception to that rule. Family-wise, we will get together, we watch a lot of Pixar movies. I could probably quote the Cars soundtrack to you if I had to. Thankfully, Louise was far too old when Frozen came along, so I haven't had that craze. But there's a lot of cars. A lot of cars in my house. Favourite music genre? I listen to pretty much everything there. I don't listen to heavy metal, and I don't listen to some classical, but anything else. My iPod is like 12, 13 years old. It would have anything from everything on there. Can be a little bit embarrassing if someone throws it on shuffle and something cringeworthy pops out, but it's okay. It's all part of it. What's my favourite book? I'm a book slut. I really am a book slut. I worked for Whitcoulls, which is one of the major book selling chains here in New Zealand, and that's enabled me as well. My gran taught me to read when I was about 2.5, 3 years old, so I've got favourites from then, and I've got favourites from now. Kid-wise, loved Sandra Boynton. All the kids love Sandra Boynton, so if you've got a toddler, go out, find one of those books, that you'll love them. I will reread several of my books, so Jane Austen, Tolkien, Elizabeth Gurge. She's really good. Don't think that she's limited to kids stuff like The Little White Horse. Brilliant. I wish someone would do Linnets and Valerians as a movie series. That'd be really cool. C.S. Lewis, J.K. Rowling, huge list. If you're into biographies, I totally recommend Mary S. Lovell. She's not as well known as she should, but she's got some excellent books out there. And what one word describes me best? Eclectic. I'm really eclectic. I like different genre books, different genre movies, different genre TV, everything. Everything's weird. I thought I'd show you my whips. I don't have much haul, obviously. First thing, don't worry about that. So one of the things that I'm doing at the moment at work is spring bouquet. Don't have a hiss at the price. That is what these things cost here in New Zealand. That's probably quite a good price for what these things cost here in New Zealand. So I've probably done maybe 3 or 4 hours on this one, in between running reports at work. So yay, the sides matched up. That was a plus. I'm doing a biscornu. I've never done a biscornu before, so I found this pattern on a freebie blog. I'll find a link and I'll put it up somewhere on my blog or underneath this video. So I thought, okay, so I've done a spring side. I might do an autumn side. And at our LNS, I found some water lilies, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice. I don't know if you can see it. It is 173 redwood, and I thought that might be some nice tone on tone. It's been a very mild start to our autumn and winter here in New Zealand, so lots of flowers are still out, the trees are still out, the apples are just coming out now on our tree at home. It's really late, so lots of autumn colours at the moment to look at, which I quite like actually. Quite like autumn. Prefer summer, but I quite like autumn. For my husband, I am doing London, afternoon in London. After this I'll do afternoon in Paris. He has a very annoying habit, if we see these places on TV, of going, been there. We go, yes, we know, Dad. Yep, cool, awesome. So it's a repeat thing here at home. On my travel stand, I have the Mermaids of the deep blue. Fabric is from Catherine at Countrystitch. It's called Raglan Surf. Raglan is one of the beaches down in Waikato on the west coast. It's pretty, but it is very wild. So yeah, that's quite nice. And if you're on Instagram, you'll know my big project, which is Persephone. So I'm doing a conversion of her dress because I'm not a teal person, and neither is my husband, so you know, it was easier to convert than it was to think about things. So there she is, pardon the padding. So I think she's actually quite pretty. So apart from her dress and now the beads that are going into her dress, she is as charted, with the water lilies and everything like that. In her dress too, I've changed from the brown beads that are up through in her hair. I've actually put some gold ones in. I think they're quite pretty and quite effective there. And yeah, she blings. It's quite nice. She's my third mirror that I've done. Next video I'll show you all my other finishes. They're not FFOs because they're sitting there in a roll because it's expensive framing, and I'd rather spend the material on stash than frames, which is terrible, I know. This one here's definitely getting framed though, because she's taken forever. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to reading your comments. Bye!